Cats and kittens, let's talk about this. We have made strides. We are going leaps and bounds. And of course my dill started for whatever reason. Cats and kittens. Cats and kittens, welcome back. Let's talk about all the strides we've made in the past week. So the bed is done. There's a few small things, but I can pick it apart. But it's all put back together. It's all jammed up, welded up. I still need to bend the back brace over, no, the brace that's in the rear of the bed, the rippled part of the bed, needs to fold over that. However, I'm not going to do that until I have the bed off where I can plug weld all the holes in that back brace so that I know that it's rigid enough to support that. After that, then I can weld the bed frames on this bottom corner where I was pointing at those little welds right there by the hinges. They still need welded, but I want to do that after I get the tailgate on and get everything to where I know that it is where it needs to be. Now, with that being said, everything fit together very well. I was very, very pleased with that. Coyote Customs, his video tutorials really walked me through it. He did such a good job on that. And there's a lot of them out there. His were by far the easiest for me to understand. So shout out to him. Great job. Talk to Alex. So Alex, let me think. What is today? Today's Tuesday. I talked to him yesterday. He sent everything out Friday, as he said he would. It's supposed to be here Thursday. So we're talking the cantilever kit, the 4-link kit, the C-notch, and the Watts link. So all the stuff for the back will be there. DV8 will have the upper control arms. The upper control arms from DV8 Customs will be here, I think Thursday or Friday as well. I've already got the pockets for the lower control arms. So really all I need is the lower ball joints. DV8 upper control arms comes with ball joints. Thank goodness. And they're also smaller. So where that steering shaft was rubbing on that, or was close to rubbing on the upper control arm, that problem is going to be resolved. Okay, so that's where we're at. I still have the drop spindles, the new drop spindles I got. I got those from an eBay seller, and they are what they are. They are for the rotors I have. I don't have a big brake rotor. I have a 1-inch thick rotor. This is by, I think, 11 1/4, so the smaller brakes. So I'm not going to upgrade the brakes. I'm not going to do any of that at this point. I'm simply going to put new calipers on, put new pads on, have the rotors turned. If I'm going to spend any money on brakes, it's going to be getting rear discs. So that's that. With everything being said, we're 5.5 inches from the bottom of this front fender to the concrete. We're 3.5 inches here. So when I put those other spindles on, we are going to be very close to where we wanted to be. So that's going to be nice. The C-notch, I can't wait to get that done in and done. That's going to be able to allow me to set this truck down, which I'm so excited about. Okay, so on this side, I mentioned in one of my first videos, the one that was absolutely rancid, that I had all the front assembly. I have it, and I have it mocked up. None of it is usable. The water pump is half locked up on it. I do got the new balancer in and on. The pulley on the power steering pump is bent. You can see where they tried to tighten the power steering pump with the pry bar and got a big dent on that, so none of that's usable other than the brackets. The fan, the little cooling fins that's on the fan, they're all bent up, so that's not going to work. The upper bracket, they dremeled out a bunch of holes in it, so I'll have to weld those up. There's a lot that needs to happen there. The throttle cable's too long as of what it is now, so I'm going to have to get that. However, I'm going to have to get the Edelbrock throttle plate for the TH400, the little switch that they put on there. It's like a nitrous switch, a little switch they put on there to open up the valve or the solenoid inside the transmission, so that when your transmission kicks down, you got a lot more fluid rush going into the clutch packs. You don't want to run a TH400 without one of those, which I've done before. So there's just a few small things to button up there. We're not real concerned with that yet. I haven't even put oil in it. I haven't broke it in. I haven't done anything to it, okay? Not such a big deal. We still got to get stuff off the firewall. The little cutouts for the wheels, I still need to get another inch and a half out of that. So that still needs to happen. So we're not done with the fabrication stuff yet on the front or on the bed. So we still got work cut out for us there. However, when all that stuff gets here from Alex, I'm going to go ahead and blow this thing apart, okay? So we'll pull the fender back off, we'll get it back up in the air, and start slicing and dicing. The good thing is I have wizard scissors, so it makes easy work of a lot of this. Wizard scissors, plasma cutter. On the rear, we've got to get rid of all the shock brackets, all the perch brackets, everything that's on there. We need just axle tubes, drums, and pumpkin. And I'm going to have to change out that front pinion. It's still leaking, which I would need to do anyway. Not such a big deal. All right, so with that being said, that's where we're at. Let's talk about, we're going to go with patina. I talked to English Color and Supply. We can get the paint for this. It's not such a big deal. Now, when I do that, I don't want to paint the whole thing. What I'm thinking is 400 grit this, get the pinstripes off, get everything cleaned up, and the doors and the front fenders were a different color. Remember, I had to get rid of the other doors. They wouldn't even open, and then this one was caved in. So I'm thinking of just rough spraying the outside. Not anything nice, just put a couple of good coats on it, let it harden up and dry, and then rough sand it off. Rough sanding being like a 400 grit. Then we should be able to get close enough to this paint color. This is all oxidized. I'm not going to clean any of that up yet. When we get that done, then I think we can go ahead and get some black and hit all the high spots with black, and then all the low spots with some off-wash turquoise, maybe like seafoam, coral blue, something like that. That's if I do the coral blue. Now, once we get the red done, if it's close enough and it looks good, then I'm just going to roll with it, because I don't really, at this point, I don't want to have to do the firewalls, jam it, dash it, do the cab. It's all really nice. So, you know, that's my options. I am going to have to build a block off plate, however you want to call it, to smooth over the firewall. On this side, that side I'm not going to do. I am going to go ahead and keep the wiper motor there. I may have to move there's a wire harness that comes in. I believe it's for the transmission on the bottom. We don't run that, what was that, a 700 R4, so I can get rid of that. But that wire harness is going to be in the way. I already got rid of the emergency brake, so we're good there. So that's where we stand. There's still a lot that needs to be done before this is even remotely close to being halfway there. As it sits, it just looks cool. I'm really pleased with the way that it's rolling. I appreciate, I've got some subscribers that I don't even know who they are, which is kind of cool. I don't know if they're local or from wherever. So anytime someone subscribes, I get a deal. And I can tell if you like my videos or not. So if you don't give it a thumbs up, I'm gonna talk about your mama. Just kidding about that. I wouldn't talk about your mama just because of that. I'll do that anyway. So with that being said, that's where I'm going to call it. We have got a few things we're going to get done this week. I'm still cleaning the shop. I did get more welding wire and consumables. Our tank is full, so we're ready for that. I've got a bunch of stuff and chores to do around the house. So at this point, really, I just need to get the bed off there. I'm not going to concern myself with that until we have all this stuff from Alex. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and cut out. I appreciate you guys being here, and if you listen to this, then it is what it is, and I certainly appreciate it. Just know that I do. This is a different camera. I broke my other one, of course. I've only had it for a couple of weeks, so why wouldn't I? And this one is a lot nicer. So the gentleman that gave me the deal on this, I certainly appreciate it. I told him about the channel, and he's a car guy. He's a windmill turbine technician, so also does auto and diesel work. So real cool dude. So that's where I'm going to cut this one. We're going to leave it there. So cheers from Potter County Patina, and we'll catch you on the next time. This is where I throw you the deuces. One of them, I don't know. So enjoy your day, guys. I'm outie. Ugh.